Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to another episode of Tavern Talk at the Golden Feather Tavern. Usually would say we are the host, but it's just Virtek here tonight. Virtek has reappeared from a long AFK. Feeling rusty, but let's get some lubrication in there. But as always, the tavern is open to all travelers to come and share their thoughts on the inner workings of Vera over a nice tankard of ale, mead, hot chocolate, or any other delicious beverage of choice. Sorry, this one was a little bit spicy. It just got me. Ooh. So raise your glass as we delve into tonight's discussions. Today being the 15th of July, 2025, and this is episode 50. Jeepers. Yeah, it's open mic night. Those of you who have been here before or know this show, like Erwin, welcome in, friend. If you are friends of the tavern, you are welcome to join us. Chat in here. Virtek has been kind of out of touch of everything. So you people are going to be the source of news today. And I'm going to be reacting to all the wonderfulness that I've missed because I haven't been able to log on for a single minute to check nothing.
Well,
can you believe that? Episode 50. That's almost 300 combined nights where we hopped on here specifically to talk to peoples. This is great.
Crazy. They just brought down the PTR 2 for the night.
Yeah.
So tomorrow we get a more concise, directed testing for dynamic gridding.
I like it.
Today's dynamic gridding test was they got lots of information is what Roshan said.
Nice. Okay. Good. I like when they get lots of information.
Yeah, but it was silky smooth. Like, even before dynamic gridding, you could already tell with the update to the game engine from 0.3 to 0.6, it's already better. It's smooth. There's not any sort of like lag. The dynamic lighting, the dynamic shadowing is phenomenal.
That's what I like to hear. Especially from someone who's trying to stream content.
Yeah.
Because it was rough there for a minute.
About that. So,
like,
I jumped into the streaming for a little bit.
Yeah, it's one of those things like, Chibi and I have spent kind of a ridiculous amount of money on our rigs. And to have them struggle like they do is like, it's kind of heartbreaking. Like, how does this happen? We're not even running full settings. But
I know
it's an alpha.
You recently bought her newer one, but I don't know what you're running. I'm on an i9 with 64 gigs of memory, and then a RTX 3080 Ti.
Okay. Yeah, I got an i9. 64 gig of RAM, but I'm running a 4090.
Okay, so I was running the PTR at plus 60 because I say that just because I was playing with some other settings while I was testing. Plus 60 frames on Epic or higher.
Okay.
Everywhere.
Yeah, I know that. I'm really curious to see what I end up getting then, because I know. Just playing the game before I'd be lucky to kind of hang out in the 60s. And that was granted. I was also testing like the upper limits of everything. I had everything turned up to epic.
Yeah.
Trying to stream it, I had to drop everything down to medium or low to get like almost 30 frames per second. It was crazy.
Same. I think when I was streaming for the first time last week, or I guess it was this week, I had to drop mine down to medium, if not lower, on certain areas, especially if I was going over towards Miraleth or Briarmore, Oakenbane. Those always seem like to be the laggy areas right now on live. And there's just no issue crossing over any of those server workers over there right now.
Beautiful. Well then, all I gotta say is before I even get in there, just hearing these wonderful words of praise from Erwin. Cheers, Intrepid. Good job.
Cheers, indeed. I'm also kind of curious if we're gonna get a plan into her for a Fupo or whoever else in here today.
We shall see. We shall see. I don't know. My face isn't as pretty as Chibi's, so it may not draw as many.
Well, you were also out of town, but we got her lit last time.
Oh yeah, I snuck in right at the end
because you did sneak in.
Yeah, because I got off of work, went back to the hotel. I sat down like, oh man, let me see if I can try to make it to. I just died. I died and woke up at whatever o'clock in the morning it was when she was still going. Like what, 12:30?
Yep.
Yeah. Which is super late for her, by the way.
That's what she told me, and like the next day, I was up bright and early because I was drinking. I had only started diving into the alcohol, I would say, right towards the end of the stream. So
that's a good way to last longer.
But here, just for you, we have started already earlier tonight.
Oh yeah.
But what questions do you have? Because there's a ton of stuff that came into effect over the course of these last PTR updates.
So pretty much everything, but the thing I'd like to hear more about first is apparently there was a sneaky peek at some summoner action, and it decided to make a whole server worker say, nope, no leaks here.
So I did get a happened chance run-in with Jacob, who had shifted his class into a summoner class. I got a good look at the summoner icon. How you got Rogue with the shadowy figure, Tank with your big old shield icon, Mage with kind of like the arcane flame looking thing. The summoner had more of like a cleric color yellow with a yin-yang fashion, almost a counter spin on it.
Okay.
So they've got that in place already. When I approached Jacob, he had a golem out. It was more of like a thatch golem.
Okay.
It had a spirit link buff, which looked like it mitigated about 30% of the damage incoming to it to the caster as well, or vice versa.
Okay. So did it seem like it was a damage sharing or actual mitigation?
It looked like it was sharing.
Okay, so if the caster, if the summoner took damage, 30% of it gets shifted over to the golem and vice versa?
And then, so they had the spirit link. There's a few other buffs on him that didn't really make sense because we haven't seen those systems yet, so it looked real good.
When summoner does summoner stuff, extra summoner things happen.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
He did flag temporarily and then switched over to a Shiva / goddess, like a demon god.
Shiva, like almost like Shiva from Final Fantasy?
No, more like Shiva from the devil or from hell.
Okay.
I guess you could say. Reminded me of Kerrigan, actually, from StarCraft.
And welcome back, Demon Soul. Yes, Virtek is home. He's finally here, and he has prepped himself up a drink, and he is chilling tonight.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, it's been a crazy couple of weeks. Oof. Busy. Doing pretty good tonight there, Demon. Thank you for asking. I've survived. Now, the better question is, how are you? And would you like to get in here and chat? And have you tried the PTR yet?
I was going to ask that because he got gifted the game there, so...
Yeah, we've been talking about trying to get that going for a long while. And finally it was like, should we just do it? Should we just do it? Yeah, let's just do it.
The question is, are you ready to play? I don't know if you got in today or not. Oh, you've been on and played a little bit with Laura. Nice. I
haven't touched it at all since I left, so it's been about a week and a half of not touching any of it whatsoever.
Yeah, I played a little bit with him on Wednesday morning.
Nice. So you're gonna get in here and chat too, Demon Soul? Yeah. Peer pressure, all the cool kids are doing it.
So, The PTR today started out with them breaking the server worker almost immediately.
I love it.
That also, in order to test the dynamic gridding further, they did remove some of the vendors, like the leveling vendor, being able to get all your gear, stuff like that. So there were a lot of people in the starting area running around, leveling brand new characters for the first time. They wanted people to stay on server worker 33 for the first initial testing part of it. Then they split it, and then that broke it. We all got logged back in. They tested a few more splits. He said he got a ton of information, so I'm super excited about that. We're going to do some more testing tomorrow, but it is down for the day.
Gotcha. Okay. And yeah, there's no worries there, Demon Soul. And welcome on in there, Ozajak? Is it O or Ah? I'm not sure. Either way, you folks over on YouTube land might notice there's a little bot saying you're getting points. I added a little feature to our bot, and I just want to see how it plays out throughout the day and how many points kind of people get before I start adding features that use the points. But I figure that might help, bring in some fun stuff for the YouTube peoples.
See that?
But yeah, so with them just up and breaking server workers and doing crazy stuff, I am absolutely all about that life. Like the more they break it, the better.
That's what I keep telling people.
Okay. But
okay.
I don't know, I'm all about it when they break stuff, because that's just that means they found one more thing to knock out, and it's not going to accidentally become an issue down the line.
Agreed. And even after they broke it the first couple of times, you could see it was progressively getting better. There was tons of community support, even just in the global, in the Yell chat, in the Say chat, saying, okay, as soon as you guys see something, you have to report it. Like, don't even worry about playing the game right now. Report these. Get the reports in, server worker 33 has the vendor present. Server worker 27, when I look at the vendor, does not work, or something along those lines. The commission board completely disappeared. The seventh Q alone guy over by the shrine disappeared. He gives a quest out. One of the other things that we ran into, and that's with one of the newer members that had joined the tavern today. I was testing with him for a little bit. He, as soon as they split the servers, he went to go craft his do the sweat on your brow quest line.
Okay.
And his crafting of the stone, where you turn the stone into the next level of stone, it actually went into the negative and kept counting. So instead of the 15-second normal time it takes to do that, it went negative 25, negative 35. So he found that, he reported it, we canceled that, retried it again, and then they ended up re-merging those server workers back together, and he was able to accomplish it. We reported that up, so lots of good testing done today. I was super excited.
Awesome. Love to hear it. And Ozajak said, actually, let me scroll up, make sure I got that right again. Ozajak, yeah, okay, I got it. So caught the end of dynamic gridding. It was smooth, 3 servers in LH, smooth transitions, some bug mounts on those spots. Okay, and that's kind of what I was gonna expect to see a little bit of, is a lot of bugged things existing right around near the server workers with the gridding, the dynamic gridding especially.
Yeah.
Because it's you got to figure when they're trying to replicate the information over to a neighboring server that's just coming online, every once in a while there's going to be something that kind of clips through, and I expected to see a ton of that, to be honest. So if there's only a little bit, I'm actually kind of surprised there's only a little bit.
One of the more entertaining bugs that we ran into was we were actually able to duplicate Chibi's mount.
Oh, she told me a touch about that.
Across a server worker line. So she ran up to a server worker line, summoned it, and it actually summoned one on the opposite server worker next to her server worker where the mount was already existing. We tested this yesterday because it actually persisted through yesterday's test and today's test.
Oh, her mount was just still hanging out there? Or with the bug? You're talking about the bug.
she was able to duplicate it again.
Okay,
and,
okay.
She actually traded me her mount, and was still able to mount up on her mount on another server, on that other server worker, and run off into the sunset with it, while I had her mount in my inventory. So.
Okay, well that's handy.
Oh, let's see, yep.
It's like carrying an extra little inflatable horse.
Yeah, the only downside, she couldn't desummon it, so it just kind of persisted, even without an in or an out.
Okay.
We had a good time with that, testing that around.
And yeah, if puck picks are the only reward you have, or the best reward you have, then yeah, that's a good thing. Puck picks are fantastic. And yeah, Demon Soul, trying to find bugs and get a feel for the game. That's pretty much exactly what this is all about there too. I don't think I ever really asked if you've done any extensive like alpha or beta testing of games. But that's pretty much the life, man. You jump in, and I mean, right now, prior to this current phase, it felt like it was a live release game to some degree. So people were treating it like it was a full tilt game, which, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I was one of those that was starting to slip into that. But there were just a few things that I was tired of getting tested. I was tired of testing because it was just spending my money and I couldn't use it to test anything else. It's not like they have a money fountain sitting out there to just grab no more gold to do stuff. But yeah, it's just get out there and test it. So the blink, I'm guessing, did you bump into the bug with the blink where it like launches you a little bit? Does it still do that, by the way? Or have they kind of...
more so with the momentum changes, if you plan it perfectly.
Yeah,
so you weren't here for the momentum changes either, but those got interesting and they're persistent right now too, so... We'll see where those go upon further testing.
Yeah, because I know there was a huge issue with it, and then it dialed down, and I figured the momentum thing would probably bring it back.
Yep. So momentum's there. Fall damage.
yeah, they added some pretty stiff fall damage. Yeah.
Yep, I already felt it yesterday when I was testing my my speed runs, I guess you could say. Which are now also null and void, and we'll go into that later, but what's that quest? The Warhorns? Up in the Warhelm area?
Yeah.
Normally I go clear the first two, which are on the south side of it, and then I run back towards the north, because that's usually where the boss spawns. You run up, you kill the third one, and I usually just yeet myself off the top tower there. And, roll down. No, you don't do that.
Oh, man. Have people tested doing, like, damage skills and movement skills and such to see if that prevents the fall damage?
So, I tested on my own. I know some other people have either tested it or felt it or cratered. Blink did not save me. So, fall damage persists regardless of skill, unless your feet touch physical ground.
Okay.
So I tested this in the tropics off one of the large cliffs where I jumped off on my rogue, grappled to the wall, and then grappled again on the way down, and I still took my life plus more.
Darn. Okay. Now, does any class actually have a movement skill that ends in tagging somebody? Like you actually have somebody targeted and it dashes to them and does damage?
Rogue has one. Your tank has one.
Well,
Cleric has a dash.
No, if you're talking about charge for the tank, it's not quite the same. It's like if you hit somebody, you kind of do damage, but it's not like ending goal of the damage. Right.
Pulverize has either the AoE targeting or the single targeting.
Oh, yeah. You do the single target.
Is lock on.
Yeah, it's like, what, 5 or 7 yards or something like that. It's not huge.
Like that. So, I mean, you would have to push it pretty quick.
Yeah, you'd have to be right there. But
and hope.
Yeah, I'd be curious if anyone's tried that. Do you know if someone already has tried that one?
I haven't seen that one. I've tried to rogue dash down before, but I felt like it was either a lag or clunky, just because it was on live and not necessarily on PTR yet. So it'll be good to test that further. I'm kind of excited to test that now that you've brought it up a little bit more. Yeah, any way that I can mitigate that type of running away damage or that jump.
Yeah, I just figure because that damage is it goes directly to a baddie, and like it purposely alters your trajectory to somebody, and it ends there. Like your momentum just stops, right?
Yeah.
So maybe your fall damage doesn't persist unless they just have that number sitting in the back end waiting for no matter what, it's going to happen.
That was a incorrect. I tested blink over and over and over, and I was able to save my life.
It'd be interesting.
I did it perfectly. Okay, yeah. I took less than 100 damage.
Yeah, imagine if you had like pulverize or something like that, it ends at an enemy dealing damage, and it actually took that fall damage number and just added it in there.
I could not think of anything more fun than like being able to rogue dash to a backstab and then backstabbing on the way down.
Yeah. Just dive off a cliff and just...
Oh, we've got a wild Fupo in the chat.
Hey, Fupo, it is a Virtek. He back. So let's see. I heard you reading that, but I'm gonna read it aloud here too. So, Ozzajack says, incorrect. I tested blink over and over and over. I was able to save my life. If I did it perfectly, I took less than 100 damage. Did it multiple times. So when you did that, did you have to like aim in a certain direction, or was it just the blink button perfectly timed? Or did you have to blink multiple times on the way down, or?
No. I'm wondering if it was a perfect timing.
Yeah, because maybe it's the blink thing kind of mitigated some of the fall damage each time, and you had to blink like a couple times or something. What do you have? Isn't it like a 5 second?
Like 15 second? 15 to 20, I think. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So yeah, it had to be perfect timing then.
That's kind of what I'm thinking too. I'd be curious to see if you have that on clip, but obviously it's PTR. If you get that on clip from live when, fall damage is a little bit more ouch.
Oy.
Yeah, I love that mechanic too as well. Like if you can mitigate that based on a spell, like Virtek was talking about with the, the 6-yard charge, a rogue dash to you, a cleric, what was that, CC break that they do?
I mean, I think personally a rogue grapple should do it too.
You would think so, but
you grapple to somebody and just transfer all of your fall damage.
Okay, grappling to somebody would be cool, but like the grappling to the rock did not mitigate any damage. I still died.
You just lose an arm, that's all.
I'd take that. But
you're 3 miles into the ocean.
Oh, well, there's that. It's called momentum.
Oh, it's glorious.
Okay, so he did aim towards slipped, blinked in the open from the momentum. It could also hurt. Yeah, blinking back into the cliff also did take a lot of damage. Okay, yeah. So it was some sort of incline that you were able to blink into where your feet touched the ground at some point, and that's probably what reset the momentum, the fall, and the level percentage that you take when you do take falling down.
Just skimmed the top of some grass and just totally burnt it down to nothing with the damage.
Yeah, So, like all of these are still working systems, implementing systems, and there are bound to be bugs and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, like if you could capture that in game and send it over to Planendorf and stuff like that, they'll take a look at it and be like, "Yeah, this was intended," or "Hey, we got something new to fix."
Oh my gosh. So many things. I want to try it now. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow I can sneak in.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens after the work thing. Probably around this time or so tomorrow I might get in there.
Somebody playing this but up because I didn't know how.
Yeah. So sent you flying and started laughing your butt off because I know they know the blink is bugged right now. It was so hilarious. Yeah. I mean, the fun thing is
2 minutes.
What's that?
I think it took him 2 minutes to come back to shore.
Oh man, I would have just slashed stuck. I'm all the way out here in the middle of nowhere. There's no way I'm swimming back to shore stuck.
So there's still that glitch, Virtek, that you told me about a long time ago, where you can. It's not pulverize; it's the other one, where you charge into a corner and it launches you sky high up in the air. Dusty's done that numerous times now on the PTR as well, where he's just yeeted sky high, and yep, you just accept your fate and respawn.
Yep, just do it. Just do it. It's either that or you're gonna be there forever waiting for yourself to fall.
Yep. What else did we get to test? I did test PvP.
Okay.
Smooth butter.
That's what I like to hear. I like hearing smooth. I like hearing butter.
I want a node v node war on the PTR. Hopefully we get it soon, just to test the 5.6 stuff out. Rendering distance is prime.
Yeah, hopefully they get a nifty event going on sometime between now and the weekend, and maybe even over the weekend, so that I might be able to participate. Hint, hint, intrepid. But let's see here, catch up on a little bit of chat there, because it looks like there's some funny stuff in here.
Oh yeah, so, he's talking about the cast speed belt.
Going on to flat ground did hurt. Also on OCE ping, so I imagine with lower ping it would be easy. Yeah, that's possible. It's a lot easier to get a perfect timing when you don't have 200 or 300 ping, for sure. There's a belt that gave 10,000 cast speed that made Blink a hyper launch. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So was that like a mage bug, or was that like the belt accidentally had a couple too many zeros? Like
they attempted a balance and it didn't quite go the direction they wanted it to. So gear changes are going to be huge. Oh my gosh.
Oh really? They changed them up really big again?
We're getting changed up again. The site Ashes Codex is going to have to go through a freaking meltdown, whoever the creators and all people that alternated are. All of the database tables got flipped on their heads.
In theory, it's all automated, right?
You would think so.
So all they're going to do is go, oh, it's going to be incorrect for a minute. Some comments are going to be jacked. Whatever.
Yep. I did get a couple of new items that dropped. So item drops are up again. They're back, I would say on course, on par with where they should be.
Okay.
I didn't feel like I got a ton of items, but I'd say over the course of the 1 to 10 session that I did before the guy that you can like fast level and get a bunch of gear with was re-implemented, I did a level 1 to 10 session and I got 4 items that were inconsequential to me, and then I got 4 other items that were usable.
Now, were they inconsequential because of the quest line that gives you a bunch of tokens to get that free gear?
Oh, just wait. There's more to come with that comment.
Oh. Okay.
So no, I got so I was playing on the rogue. I got a Sanctus Mace. I got a spell bow, 2 different spell bows. Got a spell longbow and a spell short bow, and then I got a shield. So just not usable or items that I would use.
Okay.
And then I got a new pair of shoulders on the PTR that are not a released recipe on live yet. That just dropped. A bunch of new recipes, new jewelry recipes as well that dropped. And the jewelry got a rework as well. So I don't know if there was ever... Somebody told me that there was, and I feel like there was only a ruby necklace. I don't remember there being ruby earrings or ruby rings.
I think you might be right on that. Like, I know I saw like Because I saw 100,000 ruby necklaces, but I don't recall seeing. If I did see the earrings and rings, then there were so few of them that it just escaped my mind. But there were so many necklaces.
Yeah.
But
so,
let's see here real quick. Just catch up again here. So Demon Soul says, don't want to fix the blink bug, even though it's detrimental to mage. It's detrimental to mage. It's also a huge boon to mage if used properly. I'm just saying. And Demon Soul also says, I want to get to the PvE endgame stuff. I know that I already tested it a little bit, considering that's the part of the game I'm most interested about. I will say, Demon Soul, the endgame stuff I guess it's mid-game stuff, technically, because it's only level 25, but the quote-unquote end game for now, elder game, as Intrepid's trying to call it, instead of end game, it's elder game. What we have access to. It's fun. And it's interesting, at least the first couple times you do it. But once you start to get like halfway powered with the gear that could drop from there, and you start like juicing it up with enchantments and things, it kind of falls by the wayside relatively quick. There's still, by the way, even that being said, it may feel like cheese content as long as you move the F out of the way of some skills. If you don't, it's still going to be challenging. Because there are some skills that will wreck you and can wreck your entire party if they don't pay attention. But it's not necessarily super challenging content meant to keep you there for a long time. It's not going to be like World of Warcraft, where kind of you hit the end game stuff and you're there for the next 4 months, 5 months, 6 months if you're trying to actually fill out all of your gear with the best stuff. You're probably going to be there for a couple of months unless you get trapped behind a couple powerful guilds that lock you out of an area, in which case you got to find another area to try to get gear up in.
Even still, I don't think that'll be a thing with how expansive this world's going to be with an 8 to 10k player base on each server.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be relatively sparse population, I think. I don't recall getting actual live population numbers for anything that was going to be roughly representative of what live is going to feel like, but I have a feeling it's going to be relatively sparse. You're going to kind of see the same number of people you would adventuring out in the world on World of Warcraft, right? Is how I think it's going to feel. Like, you're going to see some people here and there, but unless you're with a group, you're probably not going to see a ton of people. There's going to be those that exist, and then if something super nifty happens, like a world boss spawns and they see it, they might summon other people, and you might now see a horde of friends. And I use the term friends loosely. Frenemies.
Right. Let's see here. Steven was asked about P3 delay. He said, let's see how they go on the PTR over the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah. I think he's more excited about P3 coming out when he said it's going to come out. If there is a delay for P3, I don't think it'll be made half-heartedly. They're going to have a damn good reason in order to make that occur.
Yeah. I'll be honest, like I've always been in the boat of delay if you need to, as long as it's a reasonable delay. Like if they came out in a week and said that phase 3 is actually going to be delayed until like May, June next year, I would probably cry, unless they said, well actually we've been testing this internal system that's revolutionary and it's going to be amazing and we need to recode everything from the ground up to make it happen, but you're going to be so incredibly impressed and you're going to love it and it's going to be amazing. Then maybe I might come around.
But I think there is a small chance, yes. I don't think it will happen, though. There's already way too much that is ready to go for P3, and excitement towards P3 with the anvils getting released, a bunch of testing that needs to occur for that, on top of possible class reskills. I think tanks on that list. There's a few other things like that. So there's a lot of things coming for P3, things that aren't even announced because, dynamic greeting showed up randomly and all of a sudden everyone's ecstatic about it. Hell, all of a sudden one day we had boats. And, you know, it's just like all of a sudden... There's a lot of things that, the economy update is a huge one too, like you were saying.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that they've just kind of dropped in there out of nowhere.
That weren't even planned for this season.
Hey, what do you guys think about boats? You like boats? Cool, there's boats.
Yeah, you got boats all of a sudden.
Okay. But let's see here. I want to catch back up because I only kind of read through it. Let's see. Demon's Soul starting to get at least a little hype of the idea of the way PvX will work the more I get to see the game. I do worry though that it will make the game almost too guild dependent though, and that will make it harder for people who aren't already established in some form to get into the end game stuff. But ... will be interesting to see how they tackle that. And that, just so you know, is absolutely a stated purpose or a stated intent of the game design. Is it's going to be guild dependent, it's going to be social dependent. You're not really going to be able to do the solo player from A all the way to Z. You're going to need to group, you're going to need to get with people if you're going to survive, and unless you really don't care how long it takes you to get to where you're trying to go with your goals. And your goals could be anything. It could be crafting, it could be PvP mastery, it could be PvE mastery, it could be anything. Literally anything could be your goal, and it's going to take you forever if you don't do it with a group, or at least heavily interacting with other people.
Hey, Pockets, I'm 100% on board if we want to get Virtek smashed tonight.
Heck, and yeah, last week was Chibi. It's my turn this week, okay? It's my turn this week.
I'm only 4 in tonight.
Let's see, and Demon's Soul, the bosses don't necessarily rotate node spawns. I guess to a degree they do. Like because there was, and I never saw him spawning up in the north, but I know the dragon spawned up in the north a couple times, and people would wait up there for him. But it was mainly down in the south most of the time, or the west, right? And Cyclops spawned in the north all the time.
Yeah, so we got a confirmation. All the spawns are now working with Firebrand.
Okay.
His his rejuvenation or regeneration on health has been
so fixed. He doesn't get stuck on a rock and regenerate fully?
Yeah, I almost think he's too easy to kill on the kill that I watched.
I'm just saying, there is a tactic that makes him super easy.
Yeah.
Or at least it did the last time we fought him. It almost made him laughable.
It was pretty trivial, yeah, you're right.
But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens when it comes to like character balance and PvE balance and PvP balance and all that, and what happens there.
So I did Pockets. I think that was a bug.
But yeah, if you didn't use that specific strategy, he was actually really difficult to take down. I know it was funny because wasn't it the same day that Pirate Software was like, no, it's impossible. We're not going to mess with this anymore. We tried. And then like a couple hours later, we're like, but he's dead though.
Well, so we strolled in, but we also had full 25s and decent gear where they were trying to zerg it with a rather larger guild, lesser levels, and maybe not nearly as geared.
Oh, well, yeah, that would probably help. I didn't see what kind of group they were using. But if you weren't 25 at least and like mid-geared, you're going to get wrecked by one skill and you're going to have to run back.
Mm-hmm. When I watched Dusty's group or Pug do it, they weren't even killing like all of the minions, and he wasn't respawning or like regenning nearly enough, in my opinion. So I think Firebrand was too easy considering that, but I also know that the gear is exponentially increased, so I do see maybe a slight regen tick increase on Firebrand, or maybe a maximum life increase. And Fupo, you can tell Planendorf I said that.
And yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, Demon Soul. So where was that comment? The Bring It On vibe. That's kind of where Chibi and I are. Like, you know us. We're all PvE. we'll do PvP when it has like an actual substance, like an actual reason for it. The open world stuff, not so much all about that life, but when there's an actual reason for it, we're in there, or when we're retaliating for someone in our guild getting wrecked, we'll form up and take to the roads. But in theory, if everything works out in the right way, the PvP in the game won't be ridiculous and like gank boxy. There's going to be all the corruption. There's going to be bounty hunters hunting corrupted people. There's going to be just, again, like a relatively sparse population. So you may get a murder ball running around the map trying to take down caravans. But once they take down your caravan, they're probably going to run all the way across the map, an hour away looking for another caravan. So you may not see that group for the rest of the week. Who knows?
Oh yeah, there's a lot. Switching over to YouTube chat there for the Caravel drop was very unexpected and cool, but I think they really need to get the artisan systems update in, and only items have changed on the PTR so far. That and handling of real money transactions and exploiters quickly. So I will say that the exploiters, they're handling very hush-hush now after the initial wave of resets and ban waves went out. I myself have reported a couple speed hackers, and I've even captured a couple of them on there. I even got a little bit of mod aggro, I guess you could say, for posting the video just outright. And I'm like, I'm not even trying to get this guy in trouble. I'm just posting that, hey, here's an obvious speed hack. Do what you will with it. And then they were like, oh, you need to file a CS. I'm not going to file a CS complaint because that person's obviously found a bug and I'm reporting it. I don't think they should get banned per se unless they're actively exploiting it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's the interesting crux of alpha testing is you're literally supposed to be trying to exploit. You're supposed to be trying to break things and abuse things. But it's what you do after you find that abuse, you find that exploit, you find that bug. That's what really matters, and that's what really speaks to what you're trying to do. Because if you find 7,000 bugs somehow, but you report them, you repeat them enough to say that you found what's causing it, or just you've repeated it enough to say, I can't figure out what's causing it, but here's what I was doing at the time of all of these, and you reported it every time. But then you tap out of it and you stop doing that, then that's good play. That's really good play. But if you find one exploit and you don't stop it and you don't report it and you keep doing it, that's bad karma right there. That's bad juju. So find all the things, break all the things, but let somebody know that you broke it, let somebody know how you broke it, and then move on.
Yeah, so also Jack, for a while there, Steven was doing like a weekly almost ban report for a while. And then that stopped just all of a sudden, and nobody really knows why. It just it happened for a little bit, and then all of a sudden it stopped. So I would love to see that as well, at least, or a weekly report of, hey, we haven't had anybody. The testers are showing integrity. They're doing the right thing, even though nobody's quote unquote watching. Even though Intrepid is always watching.
Yeah. What's that? Can I come into the out now? Oh, hey, there you are. I see.
There he is.
Demon Soul, aka Demon Ward.
What's up, friends?
How you doing? Oi.
Nice to see you in here.
Yeah. Of course I'm still in here. You kidding me? I love Chibi and Virtek.
Heckin' yeah. So
Used to be their raid leader, don't you know?
More dots.
Long time ago in a galaxy.
Thanks for the hydrate, by the way, Lap.
Oh yeah.
That's what everyone keeps telling me. That's why I want you in Ashes so badly.
There's another universe. Yeah, hopefully you'll be able to keep your blood pressure down a little bit more with the raid leading in Ashes.
Oh no, you should see the way that I run my Ascension stuff, dude. It's a totally different vibe. I like the most chill. I don't give a crap as long as we hit our numbers.
You played Ascension WoW?
Chill. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yep. I run a guild there.
I sped run Mage Tank for a long time.
I run a Thunderpaw. It's like a Thunder Bear. It's great.
Say a Thunderpaw?
Lightning Bear.
WTF?
Yeah, Ascension WoW.
Ascension WoW is classless. So instead of you picking one of the base classes from WoW, you can pick from all of these
Frankenstein all your skills in.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, they also have these things called Mystic Enchants, which are just like glyphs.
Yeah.
And you just, those give you those are basically what your specs are. It's not the actual talents and spells you take, it's what fucking MEs you put in. So when I say I'm a Thunderpaw, it's the actual Mystic Enchant for it is called Lei Shin's Legacy, and what it does, it gives me some more thunder abilities that I can use while in bear form, like a Thunder Hide and stuff like that.
Okay.
When I played that Virtek, I had a Chain Lightning heal. So it would just bounce between everybody and heal or damage based on whether it was friend or foe.
Okay, so it was just like the chain heal from Shaman, but it actually would do damage as well?
Yeah, it was the chain heal and the Chain Lightning at the same time from a Shaman, so if I did it right, I could actually get it to bounce up to like 12 times.
Fantastic.
The first build that I raided with was Legacy of the Arcanist, and that was fun. It's basically like a freaking mage on crack. You take spells from all 4 of the different elemental schools, so nature, frost, fire, and arcane, yeah. And you just cast spells in that rotation, and you line them up with whatever your elemental empowerment is, and then with that, you'll proc meteors to fall down from the sky, which deal splash damage to everything around and crit most of the time, so it hits like a truck.
It was so
dumb.
So real quick,
hoplite. Yeah.
Hey, Jack. Hey, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out with us. Much appreciated. Cheers to you, friend.
Yep. Thanks.
Yeah, but while I think Oracle. Oh, go ahead, Virtek. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, while I read something from chat there, Demon, let me give you something to ponder, and then I'm really curious to hear your input. As a new player to Ashes, this late in the game, see, people are just still coming to Ashes. Everybody out there. It was like a month and a half ago. People were like, "There's no new players anymore. They're all in." No, they're still on boarding.
Hey, I'm a new player to Ashes.
See, yeah, exactly.
I have ties to Nexus before I found out what Ashes was.
So as a new player to Ashes, again, ponder this real quick while I read some stuff from chat. As a new player to Ashes, just jumping into the mage, how does it feel compared to a typical mage fantasy, and how does it compare to your hopes for a mage class, especially when it comes to the cycling of elements and kind of them playing off of each other? But
what if I don't have to ponder this because I already have that answer, because I was like,
well, then you hold that answer. Hold. But yeah, Pockets Art, I highlighted his chat there a little bit ago. But yeah, using the treasure map exploity thing where you could use 40 maps on a buddy's mount about 6 times, reported it, tried a week later, found they fixed it. That right there is what alpha testing is all about. Find the stuff, break the stuff, report it, test it. Cool, they fixed it. You can't break it again. Nice.
Oh, Pockets was the guy that got the gold glint.
Wait, what?
Okay. There's a glint bug with the maps that he's talking about. And at one point you could go all the way up to a legendary glint. It was 100 gold, and it was super easy to get.
That's insane.
Yeah, they fixed it real quick.
Real quick, yeah. It was like, what, 2-3 days, something like that?
That's kind of insane.
Yeah.
But so yeah, your input as a new player. What do you think? How's it feel?
I'm not gonna lie, I actually thoroughly enjoyed the mage. It was just as frustrating as trying to level any other mage whenever I was trying to level it myself. I think I got to like level 4 or something like that, maybe 5 before I just grabbed the book. Yeah, I've played enough MMOs in my life. I don't want to spend a whole bunch of time actually leveling up. I'll run around, test it out and stuff, and break everything I can break, but I don't really want to waste much time leveling. But it's super, super fun, even at the cap being 25 right now. Getting to play around a little bit with actually interchanging the elements and stuff. You start thinking of really fun, cool combos you can pull off. If I chill him, freeze him, then hit him with lightning, then hit him with arcane, or then hit him with my fire, then it's gonna set off this, or it's gonna set off that. You start thinking about different cool ways you can interweave the elements of your magic, and it's just so much fun, dude. I think it's probably the most fun I've had playing a mage class fantasy type in an MMO so far. That's my early impressions as a new player.
Wait till you start learning about other people's skills and how they interact with yours.
Yeah, and how you can interact with theirs. And it gets bananas. You can strategize so much stuff with it. It's insane.
Yeah, so just a case in point, I PvP'd with a fighter in tow. He's on a hiatus right now, but I PvP'd with him for a long time. And anytime that he and I were going into a engage, he'd call out a target. I would have that target frozen. So when he does a Cataclysm, which is a fighter attack, it's a 90-second cooldown. It does an additional 20% damage when that target's chilled or frozen, which he can't do as a fighter. But because it has that affix to it, he does an additional 20 damage to that target because I froze it.
That's pretty freaking awesome.
Yeah, so as soon as you can start coordinating all that stuff with other people, it gets crazy good. Group PvP, you have a bunch of mages blink in, freeze everything to the ground, they back out or roll out, and then they use their beams on people. You have the fighters jump, dive in, and cataclysm on top of the big group that got trapped by the vine roots. So there's a whole lot of other factors that go into there. Just massive damage come in, and it's wonderful.
I haven't gotten to use my arcane circle yet, so that's made me a little bit sad. Every time I try to cast it, my dude gets stuck with his hands in that animation above his head. It never actually successfully completes the cast.
So when you and we actually start going hamsies on phase 3, I'll do a mage walkthrough on that because that is still a thing. But that it's a ton of damage. If you can get all 4 elements, or all 3 elements, I should say, going, then you can actually do a ton of damage with that.
Yeah, if I could figure out how to get it to actually cast instead of just, glitching out on me, would be huge.
Hey, Magic, what are you doing?
Magic Pipe. We are up to crazy things. I am up to trying to catch up to Chibi. She had her tipsy night last week, and tonight is going to be mine because it's been a heck of a past 2 weeks. So I currently have an old-fashioned as always, but then I've returned back to the s'mores whiskey. It's actually really delicious.
Whiskey.
Oh my gosh, you have no idea how delicious this is.
No kidding.
I'm kind of intrigued.
That actually sounds pretty decent, I'm not gonna lie.
It's 60% whiskey flavor, but then 40% is literally, I can taste the marshmallow, chocolate, and graham cracker. It's fantastic.
That sounds amazing.
I'm not usually one for desserty whiskeys. I usually like my whiskeys kind of flavorful and ideally not so much burn, but a lot of depth and flavor. But whiskey flavor. But this is an exception I will make happily anytime. It's really yum.
Worth it.
Can you guys imagine if you had the rogues chilling poison, so mages could skip that part of freezing people?
Mm-hmm.
How much quicker you could do all that?
Oh, I do it all the time. If I'm running with a mage, so you can either do the shadow step with the freeze on it. There's also, not the shadow step, the marked. So there's a marked attack. So you can actually put a frost effect on there. But there's also, like you said, the chilling one. If you throw a dagger with the 6-stack chain on it, you're also applying freezing poison to every single person that gets hit by that. It is a phenomenal system. I love the interactions.
It's ridiculous just how things work together. I mean, even down to tanks have a couple skills where if something has been tripped or staggered, they can interact off of that. And Bard has another thing. If they've been staggered, well, tank basically continuously staggers if they have their kit set up right. They're continually staggering, which just means that for the most part, they can be crowd controlled easier. They can get effects added to them easier in some way, shape, or form. But a Bard, I forget what it was, but a Bard takes advantage of stagger to a pretty detrimental degree to the target.
Oh yeah. That link I posted is for the Ashes of Creation alpha key giveaway.
Ooh, is that still going?
Still going, it looks like.
Heck yeah, guys, get in there. Get in there.
Looks like it's going on for another few days.
Another 8 days.
Yep.
I was so sad because I saw that and I posted it. As soon as I saw it, it was like within 10 minutes of the post, and I popped it out there and put it in our Discord. And I was like, Chibi, they're doing another Ashes giveaway. And don't you know, she goes, oh yeah, they are. I put it over in this other channel. Oh. She already had it. She already had it. I thought I was all proud, like I found a thing. It's only been up for 10 minutes. I wasn't the first. She had it already. Womp womp.
Womp womp.
And here I thought you were just helping out posting it somewhere else.
I mean, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was. It's exactly what it was. So real quick, yeah, Eris PDX earlier said, my guild was having fun theory crafting group comps. I asked what comps, and Eris says, I think my favorite was pairing tanks with fighters. Forget the combo, I haven't played in months. Oh, okay. That, from what I've heard of recent activities, is that there's not really a whole lot of fighters enjoying the current state of things.
Oh, it's changing.
Okay, well that's good. That's good. I'm a couple weeks behind actual news. I didn't even log into Discord in the past week and a half. It's been crazy. Travel does it to you.
It sure does. So, let's see. I know there was a few segues that we I kind of briefed on in there. I don't remember what they were exactly. You did mention gear token, right? At some point.
The gear tokens, yeah, I did. I did quest enough to get 6 of them.
Mm-hmm.
I think 6. 6 is the questing that I got to. I heard people getting 12.
So even more so, and then that is gone now.
Gone. Okay.
Gone. And this just happened, we're talking within the last 36 hours. So, all those quests are still there that, you could quote-unquote get those tokens from, but the tokens have been replaced. It's not my favorite thing yet.
They've been replaced with?
Goodie bags, to a degree. Those bags contain certain items. And I went through and I found 5, so I did 5 quests, and I've got them all listed. So we did, when we were with you that one night, and we did the, I think it was a guild night, and we just kind of did like a initial questing run from 1 to 8, 1 to 10. We did the Larder and Pyre quest, which is over in the Second Sword Outpost.
Yeah.
Yeah, clean the toilet. You go pick up some skeletons.
Clean the toilet, pick through the dead. Gotcha.
Yep. And then you burned them. And that gave you your first 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then we did all along the watchtowers is what I call the quest. That is not nearly what the quest is called, but it's what I call it.
That's what it should be called.
Yeah. there were some optional quests and like some optional achievements in there that we didn't do, but they were in there. The watchtowers then gave you the other 3, and then we ran into Jova and turned those in. You got either 2 different 2-handed weapons or 6 item pieces, however you wanted to split those up. Life was great in the world. It was a ton of XP. I think we went from 1 to 7 in probably less than an hour.
Okay. What is 10 less than an hour?
XP is still there. So XP is still a valid point for these quests. However, the Larder and Pyre quests now only they give you a bag, and this is my favorite part about this, is you're allowed to choose a reward from the bag.
Okay.
So they usually give you about 4 different choices. Unless like they're all weapons or a few other things like that. The Larder and Pyre no longer gives those 3 badges out. You get a choice of 3 different scrolls. So intellect, dexterity or strength scrolls, or the militia bracers, which were the heavy bracers that had strength and dex on it. So you can choose one of those 4.
Okay, so it's a little bit more narrowed down in scope.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I see, and that's the kind of system I like. I said so long ago on one of our, I want to say it was on the Tavern Talk, when we were talking about gearing and this and that, like, I think it would be great. It would be great if Quest gave gear, because it's a dependable, it's a static, it's a kind of known factor, right? Like it's out there. It's going to help you progress as a player out there doing things and just adventuring. Mm-hmm. But it's a known factor. This is how much gear can be out there. It's not going to always be out there because people are going to skip questing and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
So it can exist, but the drops from creatures should like 95% be just materials that can be crafted, but still have a 5% chance to drop from specific mobs, like humanoid living people that are going to wear things that have 2 legs, 2 arms, and a hat.
Yeah.
And you can have a small chance of it dropping because what are you really going to want a breastplate that has a giant like broadsword stab hole in the middle of it? No, you're not going to pick it up. It's damaged. What the heck are you going to do with that? So you pick up some scraps that you can make some other armor out of. But on the off chance that you happen to get a critical hit somewhere that doesn't destroy the armor, you might get a piece of gear out of it.
So, with that, while in your temporary hiatus, you missed the new weapons that came into play.
I saw those. I saw, who was it? Theory Forge was playing around with a rapier.
Yep.
That was bananas.
So there's a one-handed rapier, two-handed spear, one-handed spear, two-handed mace, one-handed axe, and a two-handed axe. And I think that's all.
Yeah, I'd really like to play with the other one-handed options.
Just on your behalf, I did roll a tank and equipped a copper axe, one-handed. It was faster and better than the other weapons, in my opinion. But you could tell stat differences. So, you got your one-handed mace, which you had normally, like the Sanctus mace, a one-handed axe, and then you have the rapier. And then the one-handed sword, obviously. So they did stat allocate those slightly differently. Like, so the axe had a little bit more crit on it, less damage increase than the one-handed mace has. But more so than the one-handed sword has. However, it had less attacks than the one-handed sword.
You know what I've always wanted another game to pull out was what Ultima Online did with the weapon types, which is like the mace ends up like dragging people down by eliminating their stamina. Blow by blow, it just wrecks their stamina. And they start having to walk at slow speed when they get chunked a little bit. that'd be amazing for a tank, right? You dive in, you start smacking somebody in the head. You don't do a ton of damage, but you wear them down to where they can't really move fast. They can't attack fast. They slow down because you're crushing them. And then the rapier did a paralyze, where you could literally paralyze them for a second if you got a critical hit or something. Like those type of effects I thought were really nifty, and they really gave you a chance to kind of kit yourself out the way you want to play and the way you want to dive in.
Yeah, there's a whole play style associated with that.
Yeah, exactly.
Pockets. Oh, did you see that thing for pockets there?
Have you played cleric aggressively as an off healer style with the closer to front line and controlling enemy? It feels so good. I have not played cleric like that. I've played cleric, a little aggressively, but only in the PvE sense. I haven't really gone aggressive in PvE sense because it's always been I need to keep people alive type of activity when I go into PvP as cleric. Again, cleric was like my third string archetype, so it was tank, bard, cleric. I enjoyed the bejeebus out of cleric as the second one I picked up, but then I found bard, and bard kind of took way over ahead of cleric. Way overtook cleric.
I can confirm that with him because he made me tank through both of those.
Cleric lasted me X amount of time. I felt I was doing good with it. I liked it. I enjoyed it, but bard, man, bard is just so much fun.
It was a good time. I think it was one of the fastest times that I leveled with you too, was when you were in your bard and then coordinated just everything and I just had a tank. That was a meat quest that night, yeah.
Yeah, it's to hold stuff, do things. Let him hit you in the face. We got you.
Drake. All I had to do was block it. I pounded beers all night.
I'm pretty sure that's the one that ended with you running your caravan into a cliff and just hanging out there for like 20 minutes.
That wasn't that one, but yeah. Yeah. I had a bag. No, it was fantastic.
Oh, Demon Souls, what are you talking about? Imagine a guild siege war with kaijus.
What are you going on about? You didn't see my hear me out kaiju class win. I want to be Godzilla in PvP.
You crazy.
I've been playing Mecha.
Yeah, welcome on in, by the way, Monoplex Bob and Blight. Bard Power Shenanigans for serious.
Mr. Nubtastic, how's it going? Good to see you.
Mr. Nub. It's just because there are people that popped in doing the YouTube-y thing, just so you know, there's a little bot thing yelling at you about some kind of point stuff, so you can't do anything with it yet, but I'm working on it. We're just introducing some new stuff, seeing how it goes, trying to feel it out. Feel free to chat, stay active, get you some points, and we're gonna figure out what to do with those points later after we figure out how they flow.
Soon
TM. Yeah, we're gearing up very much, especially after the actual announcement that we're going to be having Steven on for an interview. We want to get some fun features geared up between now and then and polish everything a little bit more. There are things to come. You guys are going to like it.
Oh, yeah. They're going to be fantastic. It's going to be a great interview. I can't wait.
Heckin' yeah. So yeah, if you don't know about our Discord, I'm going to toss this out here right now. Discord. Do feel free to jump on in, have a chat between the shows. Just hang out with peoples, do stuff, say things. And also, there's a little channel there that's dedicated to questions to Intrepid. We are absolutely taking a lot of questions, and at some point, we might even put them up for a poll to everybody who is a subscriber, so you can vote which ones we put priority to. Time will tell. We like to involve the bejeebus out of our subscribers. We have them taking polls and giving feedback all the time.
Mr. Nuptastic says, I'm dying to see if Cleric secondary makes Fighter great again. I honestly think the tank will make Cleric Fighter even more better than it already is.
Actually, could you imagine Fighter with the self-heal little bit already, just getting extra self-heal out of some Cleric?
A few more hots here and there, something like that.
Yeah, be able to dive in, deal some damage, and actually escape.
My ability to run away from a fighter right now, rogue, mage, whatever it is I play, super easy. But could you imagine a fighter getting the chain?
Mm-hmm.
Or stopping you with a wall, or, you know, anything along those lines. Another dash.
So many things that could happen.
Yeah, it all depends on how the class augment system goes. Kind of actually curious myself. But my true hope and dream is not yet a thing yet, because I will be a rogue mage or a mage rogue.
I'm gonna be, I mean, honestly, unless things are absolutely disastrous with how they plan out and move the tank, which I don't think it's going to be, then tank will be my prime. And I will be just deciding between what the secondary is going to be for my absolute main character that I play all the time. It's my second character that I play second most. That's where I'm going to be so incredibly torn, because I'm having a blast with Bard. I have a feeling I'm going to have a blast with Summoner as well. But I don't know how much of a blast, because I do like to be the flexible person that bounces around and fills the hole that's needed for the group. So Bard scratches that itch incredibly. Summoner, I can only imagine how much more it's going to scratch that itch, because I can actually say, oh, we need an off tank for a little bit, because the guy we picked up to help out run this little area isn't like perfectly geared, so I can off tank a bit. Yep, Summoner it is. Let's go.
That's the whole reason I'm going Summoner.
Yeah. GB says, popping in to listen while my class is on break. He wants to take my role when I'm not there.
I could definitely see Virtek going Argent. Tank Bard.
You know, that's the thing I've always said for the longest time. Some of the things that interest me the most are Bard tank, because I'd like to be that support character that can also potentially dive in and do like some quick off tanking in an emergency. Tank Bard, because I think it would be great to be a tank that's also buffing everybody around me, as well as obviously buffing myself. And tank Mage, just because I really want to see if that adds like some ranged tank capabilities. So it'd be super nifty. Be super nifty to be a tank and just plucking things from across the room and saying follow me, and like running them around in circles and being like the ad off tank that can instantly grab aggro, because I'm a tank main but mage secondary, or vice versa. Even we'll see how that works out. A mage tank, just add threat to all my abilities and drop a stinking blizzard out there.
Spell shield or AoE tank. I mean, heck, I mean, we could end up having that too, because of the dynamics of the game. You've got some pretty hard-hitting single target mobs, versus there are times when it's like, oh heck, I need AoE threat ability now, and it needs to chill, and it needs to get people time to get to their spots, or move into position, however you want to call it. So yeah,
and you know what? And I'll be honest here. So and this is like a double-edged sword here, is that I think because PvE is going to be only challenging for the most part, see what they do, but the stated goals, going by their stated goals, PvE is going to be relatively challenging. Probably if it stays the same kind of level of challenging it is right now, it's going to be tough when you approach it. It's going to be relatively tough for a little bit, but once you get about half geared, it's going to be kind of face roll, as long as you don't fall into the trap of a certain few skills which will absolutely decimate you. If you can avoid those certain things and those certain traps, then you'll be good. But if that's the case, then regular tank may not be as interesting. I might have a freaking blast being an off tank. like running around, taking up whatever my secondary role is, just doing whatever that is to help people out or to CC or what have you, keep myself alive, keep somebody else alive, and just snagging ads and bringing them to the main tank, or grabbing all the ads and running around in circles, just having a blast again, doing like a tank mage blizzard, or actually I guess that would be a mage tank blizzard that has high threat to it.
I mean, heck, there could even be the fact that, your tank is, tanking the melee mobs when all of a sudden there's a shadowcaster or something that shows up and you have to spell shield. You're going to be the mage tank. You have a higher degree of magic resistance over that guy.
Yep.
So, yep, that's going to be there. The modularity is going to be fantastic. I can't wait for all that. I did a few more searchings into things. So there was a new buff that I had, and I have yet to test it with the other armor types. But having a full medium set of armor on, I got an 8% mitigation buff.
Okay. Like, now here's the fun thing. Is it an 8% boost to your mitigation, or is it an 8% addition to your mitigation, like an multiplicative or additive?
I was not able to do that. However, my rogue in the full set of Griffin armor, so all leather or all medium gear, did state that I had a 31.8% mitigation on melee.
One more time?
31.8 mitigation with the full Griffin set on. So, I think my goal tomorrow, on top of, whatever directed testing that we do have is possibly going to be...
So have fun, Chibi. Enjoy the class. Bye.
Bye, Chibi.
Bye, Chibi. Have fun.
Is roll a tank or just roll all heavy gear and put that on my character and see what kind of mitigation I get with all heavy on me. Because it was definitely above saying medium armor. And it just said an 8% mitigation buff. I don't know if Pocket saw anything like that. I don't know how far he got into it or anybody else, but there was definitely a few more things on this PTR test that they did not allude to.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting stuff. And actually, by the way, Mr. Noob, few Zerg guilds and a bigger map might mean that some of the smaller guilds might merge into the big Zerg guild, just to have more of a map dominance and an easier time in many things. So that's always a possibility.
So, Noobtastic, even with, I'm sure you've seen Pockets in here, he has a guild called Suspect, and they're a mercenary guild. So even the mercenary guilds, you'll start seeing a few more of those come into play, where they've been, see. Hey, Dimmer, how you doing?
I refuse, says Dimmer Meerkat. Will not.
Is phase 3 cursed if we only get?
Oh man, I don't know. Phase 3, I think when phase 3 hits, there's gonna be a lot of guilds re-emerging out of the woodwork, to be honest. A lot of players for sure.
You're also going to have a lot more smaller guilds show up for P3, I think. The ones that took a hiatus, Highwaymen. I didn't see too many Highwaymen on live stream the past couple of runs. I saw a new guild that got announced on X called Black Hand. They said coming phase 3, so don't know who they are. Just saw that it was announced.
Oh man. I'm kind of excited to see what happens in phase 3 when it actually kicks off.
You're gonna have 2 new starting areas, so we're not gonna have the saturation that Riverlands is right now.
Yeah. There's going to be many more features that are going to be actually live and in less of a initial testing state.
Yeah.
It's going to be a little bit fleshed out more. So the people who are like, let's just hold off till phase 3 when phase 3 actually lands, because they're in a satisfying enough state for Steven to say, yeah, sure, let's do it.
So one new zone, sorry, 2 starting zones is what I meant to say there, Captain Duck. However, I don't think it will stay that way for long. I think you're going to get the forest that's to the right of the anvils fairly quickly.
You know, and honestly, with the way they're building the world out little by little, I'm curious how many wipes they're going to do in phase 3. And I only say that because it's going to be a very, very slow progress for people to go into the new areas and actually spend a lot of time there, I think. Once they have their home base established and they know they need to do all their crafting there and they need to do their this there and their that there and there's still gear to get there, etc. So it'll be a very, very, very slow expansion for the rest of the world, and that means there's going to be less testing in those areas as they roll out new areas, right? Because there's going to be I'm going to say Metropolis, but there's going to be like tier 4 and tier 5 nodes that people don't want to lose because that's their home. So they don't want to spend all their time elsewhere and accidentally level up something else too much and have theirs D-level because they weren't paying attention to it and it degraded down. So I'm really curious to see. I'm going to put my dollar on the table and say that there's probably going to be a couple solid wipes. Maybe I'm going to say 4 wipes just based on area populations and whatnot, let alone economy and things like that. So there's probably going to be 4 or 5 wipes in phase 3. I'm gonna put that out there. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. Since we got a few more.
Are we doing like an over under or?
Yeah, where does it go? Where does it go? Ooh.
Oh,
Magic Pipe, yes, I did get my keys sorted out. I've actually gotten to play a little bit.
Yeah, I won't put words in your mouth. Go ahead and tell them what you think so far, what you tested.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun. I messed around with the artisan stuff a very, very tiny amount. Cut down some trees, picked some flowers, made some stuff. Got a couple levels, so I got to mess around with that just a little bit. And then got the little book to test out what a mage feels like at level 25. And holy cow, it's a lot of fun. Hilarious bug I encountered was the blink bug that, everybody has already told them about, so I didn't bother filing a report about it because I know they know about it. Trying to use my blink while I'm running and just getting launched into, the middle of the ocean was insane.
Who needs a mount? I can get halfway across a node just with a blink.
So I was like, okay, well, if it sent me way out in the ocean, it'll shoot me right back, right? So I tried to do that, and it didn't launch me like anywhere near as far, but it still was, help me get back. So I was like, screw it, I'll swim back. It's fine. I got back to the beach, and I don't remember what I was trying to do, but I think I was trying to fight something, and I realized I wasn't going to win. So I went to try to run away from it, hit my blink button, and launched myself about 20 miles into the sky.
Awesome. Oh, you gotta get away.
I needed to get creative with my names since they have a bug at the moment where you can't use names that you've used already.
Oh yeah, that's right. So they ported over all the entire database of names, Virtek, even though the characters weren't ported over. So even if you had a character, Virtek tank on you for live, you couldn't use Virtek on the test server.
Oh, that makes sense. I'll do Virtek 2, like TOO.
My favorite was
No,
I've got all
you
these
got
like test
Virtek
names.
Tank and Virtek Tonk.
Yeah. Virtank.
Virtank.
Yeah, I named my rogue McStabby
TJ Virtek.
and my mage Frosty Burns.
I just said Noob Mage. That was my mage's name on the PTR.
You did?
Mage.
Mr. Noob, by the way, your profile pic works perfectly for that comment that I just popped up on the screen. It really does. It's like, what the hell? You're making fun of yourself there, and it's amazing.
No, Dimmer, I tried to use Irwin and I tried to use Trick, and I couldn't use either one.
Oi, oi, oi. Man. So yeah, I know I got a couple character names. I'm gonna try and see if I can keep all the way till live. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. There's a few I'm gonna
like what 5 years away, right?
No.
I give it three. To be honest, yeah, I give it three.
Yeah.
3 years. Yeah.
I think realistically, yeah, probably.
I think about 2 years of this alpha phase 3, and then the last year is going to be beta launch.
No, I think if they do 2 years of alpha phase 3, then it's gonna be 4 years till launch, because I would hope they'd spend at least 1 full year in beta.
Nope, they've already said betas are going to be measurable in months.
Beta as possible to make sure that the game can handle the server load before you go live.
Actually, let me see here. I'll try to pull it up.
Beta will be feature completion, as in like beta will be all the features will be completed.
Yeah, it's just going to be
down to like the nitty gritty.
Polish. Betas are polish.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. You need to test server load though.
That's what dynamic gritting.
That's what they're doing right now.
That?
They're doing that right now. Actually,
that's what today's test and yesterday's test was.
Small
would you believe?
Oh, it's going to be thinner though.
Would you believe? Actually, Demon Soul, they didn't even get in their server meshing tech at all, and in an area, if you've looked at the map, just the core Riverlands area, not even including like the deserts, they had what was it, 7,600 or something like that in, and it was only like 5 nodes, like the smallest little area, everybody all next to each other. They had what would be the equivalent of a full server having, I think it was 63,000 people on it at once, if it were to spread out across that whole entire range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then even without the meshing, or like you were saying, the dynamic one, we had.
I'm kind of sad I missed the test.
8,000. What was it? Yeah, it was 8,100, right, Virtek?
Yeah, the recent one was 8,000 something, but it had more nodes to it, so it was actually a lower population per node versus the older one, which was like 7,000. I want to say it was like 7,300 or 7,600.
I think so, yeah.
But it was only like the 5 nodes.
But it was
they just
also
tell everybody like, hey, everybody go to these areas. We're gonna try and see how many people we can get on one.
At the time, it was just log in, people. Let's play. Let's test this game, and everybody logged in. Like everybody logged in.
That's what today was.
That was like during the launch, like
during the alpha phase 2 launch. Yeah.
They wiped every server on purpose and combined us all into a massive server, and then had us all test like that for 2.5.
That's pretty great.
Yeah, so as far as player density goes, they've already tested the bejeebus out of that. There's going to be more testing, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that they're doing the actual like population testing and server load testing. They're doing that currently. That's going to be done before alpha phase 3 is even halfway over. They're going to be done with the server stress testing.
And that 8,100 demon was an actual, not only a Intrepid record, but also a Unreal Engine 5.3 record for having that many people on a server simultaneously.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
not only they're breaking, MMO records, but we're also breaking game engine records. And then today, there wasn't 8,100 there by any means whatsoever, but they did get a couple hundred people all on the same server worker and were able to split it. It wasn't fully successful. We had a minor crash, but then we were able to filter out into those, and then you could start seeing the server workers recover, and then they would break again. So there was a ton of good information that was recovered today just from a crash of testing. It's on the verge of Tesla type of thing like that. You watched a couple rockets go down, and all of a sudden, we're in space.
I forgot that that's what they're testing right now. I forgot that they're currently adding in that tech.
Oh, it was so good today too. It was so silky smooth, even without them turning on dynamic meshing, or not dynamic meshing, but gridding. I felt that the game was smoother and more cohesive just on that single server worker than it had been the entire live patch I've ever played. So I enjoyed myself. I enjoyed the lighting. I enjoyed the effects. I enjoyed the solid FPS that I had across the board, even when I was in Lionhold with 300 people all standing in front of GM Roshan.
Yeah, it's and they do like focus testing like that even sporadically, just so often. It's kind of crazy, really. Yeah. Like, hey guys, let's everybody get in here. They'll just send out a random like ping in Discord and say, let's go do this thing. We're gonna be there for an hour. We're meeting now. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly, Magic.
Not working. I can't do it right now.
Star Citizen has nothing on AOC, in my opinion, right now.
Now, that being said, Star Citizen does have a grander goal, like end goal, which is legitimately going to be insane. But yeah, as far as like first to market with the most impressive thing actually being functional, I think Ashes is going to land there first.
Is Star Citizen on UE5?
I think didn't they have their own thing? Like they started on one thing and then there was like a copyright issue, so they just decided, F it, let's throw it in the trash and start our own engine.
If they're building from the ground up, then I can see that happening, especially if they start saying, hey, can we look at your server tech, to Ashes or some of the other ones that have increased it.
Yeah, I mean, don't take that as law, but I think that's where it landed, was they started with something and then there was some kind of a copyright issue because somebody basically copied a bunch of code from like Lumberyard or whatever.
Yeah, the engines, right?
Yeah, Lumberyard. And then they decided, F it, throw it in the trash. Let's make it all brand new. It's ours now. Okay, bye. If you give me a couple of days, I can find out an exhaustive description of exactly what happened. I know somebody who is absolutely 1,000% into the Star Citizen thing, knows every single detail about it, could probably speak to you as if they were a dev.
Poor chap.
Every detail about it.
The tech is going to bring in a good cash crop, I think. But somebody told me today that they saw transmog or some of the other sold effects involved in today's testing. I think a few people got the ability to bring their skins and a few other things in that they got.
Oh, I can't wait to start using some of those skins. Oh.
I think it was actually Chibi that said somebody's using a skin. And I was like, no, there's no way. They didn't even announce that. But she could have sworn up and down that they were using skins. So I am the curious, but I'm probably going to end up doing some sort of content release on the gear quests. So instead of the tokens, I've actually got 5 of them all mapped out as to what they do and don't drop. Do you remember that dagger out of Hall's Adjudication?
The dagger. I'm trying to remember the dagger specifically.
Penance. The dagger of penance.
Okay, yeah.
So you pick up that dagger if you have the quest. You go and you poke the picture, whatever it is, in the back corner, and that's how you complete the quest. You get the eye of something. I can't remember what the eye is called. Go and turn it in. You can turn it into two different people. You can turn it into Scholar Spriggan, or you can turn it into the Commander Terzon over a second sword. So I turned it into the Scholar, and I got caster-related gear. So I'm wondering if I turn it into Mr. Second Sword, if I'll get a different set of gear.
Huh. Give it a go. You let me know. You let me know how that turns out.
I plan on making another 25 character.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Star Citizen is using a hugely modified version of CryEngine. Okay. So they're calling Star Engine.
Basically what Intrepid is doing with UE5.
Yeah.
Unreal Engine, just in general.
UE 5.6 or 5.3 was crazy modified right now.
You know what? Actually, Demon Soul, you know what might actually extend it out by like another 6 months to a year is if UE6 comes out with some ground-breaking features in like 2 years from now. Like, here's UE6, and it's like, Intrepid has to do it. They have to do it. Like, there's no way they can skip out on these features. They can't.
So you can already see some of the features. 5.3 to 5.6.
I will say that the game does look really, really nice. So obviously I didn't get to see it with my own two eyes before the change to UE5. But I will say that the game does look really beautiful.
It's also not really optimized, like, almost at all.
Oh, yeah,
like, they've already said they're not even worrying about optimization right now, so it's not even running as, like, good looking and as smoothly as it possibly can.
Yeah, he's not going to start all over by going to UE6. Left too much time going to 5. So I do know that as UE's been developing further into it, the tools that UE's been giving devs make it a little bit easier to do conversions. So while you say that, we could also see some sort of half-baked conversion onto a PTR before they release it onto a whole.
I also, you know what? I also see, and this is just maybe me doing like wish listing or whatever, but I would also see Unreal Engine kind of viewing Ashes as going to be one of their like flagship games that's going to launch. And they
probably should.
Yeah, they might even be looking at the direction that Intrepid's trying to go with it, and they might even start making some features that would specifically help out Intrepid.
Yeah.
So you never know. They might actually launch UE6 in like a year and a half, and it's features like, man, these look so perfect for Ashes. Do you think they're going to take? Yes. Steven already knew about them and is probably taking them. Is almost how I see that interaction going in my head. Just because getting a major version out that has some impressive features like before actual launch, that way actual launch can enjoy a year or two worth of just doing live game service would actually be pretty nice for them if they're to do that ahead of time.
Being a UE 5.6 consumer, we might even see them become a UE partner.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying, if they were to sell back some of the features that they've built into the engine, they might be able to get paid by Unreal Engine to use Unreal Engine.
Unfortunately, the way UE has their model,
yeah,
they already have some sort of claim or ownership to everything that Ashes has built. However, it's not complete claims.
Yeah. But I would imagine their custom code would still be Intrepid's. I would imagine
most of the custom code is assets and stuff like that are built into it. As long as the royalties paid out to UE will always remain Intrepid Studios ownership, but they still have to pay those royalties as long as they're used. Granted, with the rate that they're growing and increasing and all that other stuff, there could be other things that are bargained or talked about on the back end that none of us know anything about outside of the normal stuff that UE does. So
one never knows what the future will bring until it is brought.
It happens.
Mhm.
Let's see.
They let us know that they're gonna bring it into VR instead.
Ashes VR. Could you imagine that? Oh.
No.
Bro, that'd be pretty nuts.
I mean, I'm just saying, if they could do it effectively, I would actually be all about it. But there's this problem with being a melee character as a tank, and my face is always like directly in like, excuse me, in
The corner.
Yeah, my face is always directly in the crotch of large bosses.
I didn't say you don't want to be looking at some what's it called, the what's it called?
Yeah.
I don't need dragon arms up in my grill. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. You don't want to be face to face with some BBGD, bro.
The monster crotch all day.
Yeah, monster crotch all day. And if they use normal people-sized bosses for all of them, there's still going to be, okay, all I see is this boss, like right here.
Yeah. He's got his chesticles up in the face.
Could you imagine, like, if it's a normal, like, people-sized boss and you just have to have, like, 40 people to kill him?
Oh, just the collateral.
That would feel so insane, the amount of people it would take to fight just the one person. What is this, Naruto?
Actually, you know what's funny? Speaking about that, there was a world boss, the dragon, big old dragon, scary. Like, I think he was like a tween dragon, I think is almost how Steven was kind of describing it. Like just coming into his own and having stuff to prove, so he's all hot-headed. But either way, yeah, it required like a full raid of 40 people.
Yeah, I read the wiki about that one because I was trying to do some research into how the PvE was gonna work because me and Oracle were talking about it. It's like, oh, okay, that looks pretty interesting. So we'll see how that's gonna work.
Yeah, he was actually a whole lot of fun though. He had some interesting mechanics to him.
Fantastic. Me three.
Uh-oh.
I don't want Ashes VR. I don't need to explain to my boss how I sprained my old ass knees playing video games.
That's it. I get to highlight right there. Just saying.
Yep, that's gonna happen. Yep, there it is. We'll take that one and run with it.
Mm-hmm.
You heard of Fupo? Ashes VR, so we can claim workers' disability.
Could you imagine trying to explain that to your insurance company? So how did you break 2 ankles and an elbow? Well, you see,
Dragon.
world boss. Okay.
Well, so me and my homies, we were hanging out in our node, just chilling, and these other guys, they started pressing us, dude. So we had to do something.
Had to do something.
And then I jumped on top of the caravan, not realizing how high it was. And fall damage. I forgot to tuck and roll.
Damage, oh no.
Yeah, it's sword arted at this point. Oh, jeez.
Like, one counterpoint, if Ashes did get VR, that might bring back Adam Bard.
Oh, jeez.
All circles back to the new fall damage. Just saying.
Bloodthirsty Chibi, yes.
Chibi is the hidden assassin.
Oh,
That's gonna be an interesting side to Chibi to see.
oh, it's fun. But I did see somebody point out the amount of cliffs that were in anvils.
All of them?
I can 100% say there are all the cliffs in anvils.
Yes, all of them are in anvils.
I was able to scale up one of the highest points in Tropics and kind of get like a bird's eye view on the PTR of just everything anvils. And the plateaus and cliffs and steps and Grand Staircase National Monument stuff all over the place is just going to be stories of fall damage.
And so many of them are going to come from the early alpha phase 2.5 and 3.
You know, no, if that's ever so I did hear some. I can't verify how true it was because it felt like it was coming from the woodwork, but somebody did say that there's some sort of achievement in right now, and they're testing achievements.
Okay.
That would be pretty cool. I like achievements.
By the way, thank you, Toast Elites, for the resub. Much appreciated. I'm gonna give you a double toast on that one because 2 drinks, right?
Let's see here. Oh, that one's almost empty. Hang on.
Chivos are a must. I don't know if I'd say they're a must, but I do like them.
I'm all about the achievement points.
Yep.
Well, I guess I'm all about them achievement points before they become achievement points, but achievement points I'll take before they disappear.
I'll take some cheese.
And if you don't know the difference, I'll learn you.
Yeah. I fully expect something, just outlandish for some of these achievements that we've tested. You killed 25 starting sickly goblins at the start of this, and the achievement be called, "Don't you have anything better to do?"
Nice. See, me, Magic Pipe, I like the achievements just to do the achievement and get the points. Like, give me my little badge of I've done things. All right, I've been places. I've seen things, man. That's all I really want achievements for, is just to have the points and give me a title, a shiny title. That'd be pretty cool.
A shiny title or a rug inside your player housing.
Yeah. Something cosmetic I can just throw somewhere.
Contribute the achievement points to the guild housing so you can get a greater guild hall.
People that are in the know are going to see that random single dirty plate hanging out on my coffee table and be like, why don't you clean your house? Oh, is that the plate? Yes, that's the plate. That's the plate.
That's the black plate of dying in anvils 100 times to lava.
Exactly. That's why there is one dirty dish in my whole house that I own, or the whole tavern. There's one dirty dish in the tavern, and it's on the tavern bar, right in the middle, right for everybody to see, and it just sits there. It's gonna be dirty forever. It's gonna sit there because that's for this one achievement.
Oh yeah, I can see that, dudes. Visiting every Ember Spring in the world, and then call it "I've seen things, man."
I've seen things, man.
Call it the things I've seen,
something like that. What a strange trip! What a long strange trip!
That was the WoW one. Yeah, we can't copy them though. They're just
we
dumb.
so should though.
Just name it slightly differently.
Something grander, something more grand.
Yeah, slightly differently, but a little bit more high fantasy themed. Yeah.
Clarifications on same. Chibi and I were talking about this the other day, just doing, making sure that the food was always stocked and the beer was always stocked, and that way, in the event you're on your way to go take on Carfin or something like that, stop at the tavern, get a food buff on your way, you forgot to buy them, just stop in, booze and a nail, play a couple of games for that extra luck bonus if that ends up being the way that the tavern games go.
Yeah, so the ideal, if we could possibly work it out this way, is to have one freehold. Well, I mean, in theory, we'd have 2 freeholds. One for Chibi and one for me. Yeah. And they would each have 2 buildings. One that's going to be spec'd purely into food and drink buffs, and the other one into resting buffs. And I'm personally going to have 2 characters of specific naming that are going to stay at the tavern all the time, and their main focus is going to be just cooking and making drinks, and that's going to be their thing. And then the rest of the plots on that freehold are all going to be honestly kind of what the guild needs. probably something to support the taverns, but other than that, like, we're dedicating the rest of it to the guild.
So that's the other thing we get in Phase 3 Magic is they're revamping the guild leveling.
Looking forward to that.
We saw that today for the guild storage that they were also testing today as well. The other side note on that, they also included the Guild Valor token, which is the legendary token that you can use to do that. But
by the way, Toast, sorry, I don't know why I highlighted that. I meant to reply to it. My bad.
Sorry, I'm not sorry. I don't blame you.
It's whatever.
Listen, Toasty, it was just another, what was that? Is that Ethereum?
Yeah, since you're already on blast for moving back to Nova, so I go up to Nova. That's where I was the past 2 weeks, basically. So, yeah, I'll try to reach out and hit you up when I'm heading up there again. We'll go out somewhere, grab some foods. We'll hit up a tavern, not the TGFTavern yet. Someday.
Maybe Nub, maybe at the start of the actual game itself on official release. 3 years is a long time for a toddler and a baby and a wife. I didn't say that loud. Yeah.
So, sorry, what was that? I was reading other things in chat. And my brain shut out my ears, and my ears did not work.
I don't know if you saw my post that Nova Ordum's disbanding.
Oh yeah. Well, okay, temporarily, till launch or something.
No. I don't think Ethereum will ever be back, but it's also the same thing that's now Lineker's reason for leaving is child, kid, family life.
Yeah. But
granted,
I mean,
Ethereum's wasn't quite that, but
yeah, Ethereum is a little bit different. Ethereum is a little bit different. But Nova Ordum, at least, I believe Lineker when he says he's going to come back, and he'll be back, and the guild will be back, and the name itself is going to pull people back to it. Even if they disperse out to other guilds, it'll pull people back to it because he's a determined individual and likes to have fun. And let's face it, it's going to be, Brazilian or South America server, and Nova already has that presence of we are that guild, so they'll pull people back. I guarantee. But
we've seen great guilds fall, so there's no telling what's going to happen in the next 3 years.
Yeah, that's also true. You never know. Lineker, having the child and all, might just become an old man really quick and just decide that games there's no time for him. I'm playing games with the kids. Doing this now. He's going to become a solo, casual, a filthy casual. Going to change his name to Dimicker or something. It's going to be crazy.
One Negro killed the Fury over there. Multi-game powerhouse, yeah.
Oof. Oh man, when you put it in those words, it hurts.
You gotta bring up the soft plans for certain people.
Oh. Oof. There's knowing what happened, and then there's knowing what happened because it just gets laid out on the table like that. No.
And then
seriously,
there's people
read
you
this.
have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's safer that way.
Love triangle stuff and things exploding.
Yeah. Lovely.
Yep.
Listen, just don't bring your e-girls home, okay?
So here's the story about one of the few times I became a guild master of a guild by popular vote because everybody wanted it. And I was like, sure, why not? So when I first jumped into World of Warcraft, there were some people that hooked me in, and I was like, cool, yeah, it sounds like fun. Let's do it. And then that guild fell apart relatively quick. It was within 8 months or so, I think maybe a year. But when it fell apart, it died really quick. So then I was like, well, now I have no people to play with. Everyone just dipped out. So I started looking out on meetup.com. It's a whole like, who has similar interests? Let's just gather in a group and do the thing. Let's just get together and do stuff. And I bumped into a World of Warcraft one, and lo and behold, there were so many people from my local area, right? Within an hour's time, there were like 70 people that were all about playing World of Warcraft. So we formed up a guild, but part of it was, okay, so who's going to be the guild leader? And everyone was like, well, it should be Virtek. No, it shouldn't. I don't want this. I don't want this. I don't want this. No, it should totally be you because
all
you're
the best leaders don't.
I don't want this. I'm terrible at guild leading. I'm a really good number 2. I am a terrible number 1. Don't put me in that position. And either way, so yeah, I got voted that way, and I was like, sure, why not? And then nobody wanted to be an officer, so I was the number 1, number 2, and number 3, and number all the way through like 7. Because nobody wanted to be an officer. And that hurt. That sucked. But the worst part came in when because we kept doing like in-person meetups continuously. It was like once a month at least we were all gathering together and doing something. And during one part, we were meeting at somebody's house. They had an amazing house. It was like a 3-story, like gigantic, like full, almost party floor. It was like a gigantic fun area on the top floor. Just like pool table here, a giant like... It must have been like a 12-seater sectional couch and a giant screen TV, and we were playing The Guild on it, on the TV. We were watching The Guild, and it was actually still in live production at the time, if that tells you how long ago this was. And as we were watching this, some new members to the guild and the meetup group wandered up to the house. They walked up, and one girl that looks exactly like what the heck was her name? The star of the show looks, I swear to Bob, exactly like her.
Swear to Bob.
I need to look this up. Hold on. The guild.
The redhead?
Yeah.
Was that something Day?
Felicia Day, yes. Felicia Day.
Okay.
So it looks exactly like her. I like to the point where everybody on the entire 3rd floor stopped, looked at her and looked at the screen and looked at her and looked at the screen. And we were like, there's no way. There's no way in hell. It wasn't her. I'm just gonna spoil that for you. But could have been her almost twin sister. Like there were so few differences in how they looked. But either way, it took... That was probably 4 or 5 months into all of us hanging out. It took another 2 months for everything to fall apart because she just flirted with all the guys, and all the guys started like bantering about her, and it was oh man, it was so terrible. At the end of the day, like everybody was fighting for something different in the guild. Now I was so confused. Like this is why I didn't want to be a leader, because I don't have a vision for this group. I just wanted to chill with people I could hang out with. That's what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted. Yeah, exactly. I just work here, man. I just wanted to hang out with people that were chill. So, yeah, that's a trauma story of mine from the past. I didn't want to be a guild leader. I was forced into it, and then it fell apart because I just wanted to chill. But people wanted to go so many different directions, and nobody wanted to actually lead it in those directions.
It reminds me of that song that came out for a while. Was it World of Warcraft is a Feeling? Like I couldn't unlisten to that. It was just awful. I hated every ounce of that song, but it was like, there's people really taking this to a heart.
Oh, people get serious.
Yeah. Oh boy. I don't even know where we left off at as far as what I was trying to keep track on. A bunch of new mob areas. New mobs too.
Oh yeah.
So, as you run out of Lion's Hold, we'll say north, you have all those goblin camps that are skeletons at night.
Okay.
They added in about 3 more goblin camps still further north, like on your way to Halcyon. Also on the way over to Avon's End, there is 3 more camps of new goblins.
Okay.
So you have 2 stars, 1 stars, and regular that are over there now. Also up on the right, there's new little 3 packs of Grims. And then you have stone golem creatures that are stuck in the ground that take about half their life to try and pull out as you're dealing damage to them. But as soon as they're outside, they actually hit pretty hard. So
I'm assuming bugged to be stuck in the ground.
no, they actually grow in the ground.
Okay.
So you see like the top of their head, and they like pull themselves out of the ground to come kill you. If you try to fight them.
Gotcha.
One of the more entertaining mobs that I found. But there's also a lot more mob density, it feels like, across the world now. Not just in one specific area, like, Ruins of Seth. No. It's actually like all over the place. So they're doing a good job with giving us alternative areas to POIs if POIs are not available.
Okay. I like it. And real quick, Dimmer Meerkat, very fond memories of the show, even with the trauma attached to it. I mean, I'm jesting about the trauma. It wasn't really that traumatic, but it's still one of those situations like, why am I here? Why am I here? Why am I in this situation? I don't know. But like Magic Pipe says there, like Ashes already has more mob types than most games. Love it. Like, just think, I think we're still only maybe like 20% through the biomes ish, because we have
barely
3, 4.
Riverlands,
Riverlands, Tropics, Desert, and Deep Jungle.
Is there going to be anything at the volcano? That's what I want to know.
Eventually, that's the ongoing question. There's been a volcano since like pre-alpha, like years ago. There's been a volcano. We've never been able to reach it. Eventually, we'll be able to reach it.
So right now,
an oracle crossed like the zone or the node right next to where the volcano is gonna be, and I was asking, I was like, bro, what's this big open spot on the map? He's like, oh, that's where the volcano is gonna go. I was like, oh, that's sick. And we just kept running.
Yeah.
If the very early on videos are to be believed, that's where Firebrand is going to come out from.
Okay. Flies out of it and lands in the circle of stones.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with that. So, Theo, I made it to where the volcano is now, and it's nothing but straight down walls into a pool of water. I don't know if I was supposed to be in there.
Perfect place to go test your mage blink bug.
I don't know if I was supposed to be in there, but I made it in there. Yeah, no. It's the area around the volcano is complete, but the volcano is not there.
Yeah, it's just
someday.
It's just water.
To give us some, they do have a lot of different mob styles. I was pretty cool.
They do, yeah.
Across, we ran across almost the entire western portion of the nodes, so got to see like a nice, large, diverse amount of things around the world. I was like, whoa.
I mean,
there's still so much that they have yet to unveil too.
Yeah.
Oh, like they've been talking about the Sladeborn for a long time, and they just started dropping them in.
Mm-hmm.
The what?
Sladeborn. The name of the race. It's basically bird people.
Yep.
I keep equating them to like the dark crystal birds, but like without the whole heavy, gigantic robes.
They seriously look like a crystal shard. A crystal shard.
Yeah.
I'm shaking my head up and down as I'm doing this.
Yep, that's what I think of every single time I see them or hear talk of them, is the dark crystal birds. Don't know if that's what they're inspired by, but that's what I think of.
Let's see. Got 20-something nodes so far.
Oh, that's right. They did drop like a ton of new nodes. I looked at like a map that popped up at one point, and there were like 7 nodes in like one little area that they just recently popped up. It was just boom.
June Jack has 5. Riverlands has 5, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Desert has 5, and the Tropics have 5. So yeah, 20. And then we're gonna get another 5. And
June Jack has 6.
1, 2. You sure?
Pretty sure.
Okay. So yeah, 20
One
plus.
second. Hold on. Aren't there 6 in Riverlands also?
No.
No. Nuela, Jova, Halcyon, Winstead, Mirrorlift.
Okay, yeah. You're right. For some reason, I was thinking there was a 6 real quick, but I just started counting on my fingers, and luckily I have 5 fingers, so I hit the number.
If we're going by the power of estimates, then we should also have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 major POIs in Anvils.
Now, here's the thing. There's going to be some biomes that are going to have less nodes to them for sure going forward. Because if you were to multiply 5 nodes per biome times, what was it, 18?
Yeah,
I think 18 biomes? That's 90 nodes that could be leveled.
But
didn't they say there's only 85, right?
They reduced the amount of total overall levels of cities down by 1 full tier.
Yeah, 85 regular node locations at launch with 15 additional castle nodes.
Yeah.
5 castles with 3 castle nodes each. So 85 regular nodes. So yeah, there's going to be some biomes that are only going to have 4, especially now that there's one with 6.
Yeah.
There might be some biomes that only have 3 nodes.
It could definitely be that way, just to see what offsets the others, yeah.
There. Ugh.
Plus you have like edge nodes.
Edge nodes.
So the island way up top north. I can't remember what that's called.
I wanted to be an edge node when I grew up. Didn't turn out that way.
Edge node or edge lord?
Yes.
You mean in this top center?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. I'm gonna butcher this. Drakavbor? Or something
Yeah,
like
that one. The D word. Well, I'm just gonna call it D Island. The island. Damn edge lord nodes.
Sorry, I'm highlighting it even with the typo. Sorry, noob. Doing it. Edge lord. Edgelord nodes.
Awesome. Terrible planes are hell.
Burnsville. Oi. But yeah, Osiris, by the way, to rewind back to your question earlier, is anyone playing right now or waiting till phase 3? Personally, I took a break during 2.5. Chibi and I both did, just because it seemed like a really good point to do so. Because it wasn't going to be a very like groundbreaking as far as like new stuff got added or whatever. There's a reason it was let's delay phase 3, because it wasn't quite to the spot that Steven wanted it to be for phase 3 to happen. So we figured, you know what, like let's go ahead and let's just take a breather, and we'll still do the podcast, we'll still do the Tavern Talks and all that. We'll keep up with the news. We just won't play as heavily as we did, because we definitely did a like no lifing for the end of phase 1 and all of phase 2. We kind of no lifed the bejeebus out of it.
Yeah.
So for the sake of mental health and like relaxation and not burning out, we wanted to step back for 2.5. Which, by the way, everybody out there, it's totally a good thing. Take a break every once in a while. Like relax,
Heck
step
yeah.
away and just watch news, chat with people, and enjoy hearing about
Moderation.
things. Yeah. You don't need to be there for
Toasty.
everything.
Toasty's right. That man loves the PvP. He loves it even more when I sleep him and run away.
Oh, Lordy. I
hit
just
him with
imagine you haunting
sleep dart.
him with a rogue with the, you can toss a sleeping dart without coming out of stealth.
There wasn't even him that like is the most pissed off at me. It was Shekels.
See, I would-
yeah, Shekels is a little upset.
I would do that with a streamer that I got along with just because of the content farm that it would be for both of us, to be honest. Would just be I would hunt them down with the rogue, and I would just stay in stealth and sleep at not critical moments, but like I'm about to jump over this thing to keep up with the group. And no, you're not. No, you're not. You're gonna sleep there for a second. And then you're gonna catch up with the group.
There was one night in Squall's End that we were following around a bunch of Overlord and just a bunch of people that were AoE, just not AoE, I shouldn't say AoE farming. They were on a timer cycle, farming boss after boss after boss in the mini dungeons and the pocket dungeons. And I couldn't find anybody that I knew in these groups until one of the whole groups comes out, and it's just like me and like 6 other Mirage people at the time. And I saw Shekels. Shekels starts casting the unstuck, which is what their like this whole thing was: is unstuck, move to another node, and then or move to that there, and then move to the next dungeon, next dungeon, next dungeon, next dungeon, hit the final one, unstuck, and then do it all over again. So they had it down pretty on par. And I was like, this is stupid because we're not getting any sort of like chance to get in there. They're just mob grinding it down before we even get the tap, but then they out damage us or whichever with just the 6 of us that we had. I saw Shekels and I was like, I've had it. So I just started sleeping random people off their timers. And, oh my god, the rage that it induced. Shekels is the only one that didn't like message me about it, but there were other people from that group that said the worst things to me. And you know what? I will continue to do so. Thankfully, Toasty was not one of them. I didn't see Toasty in there at all, but I definitely slapped a lot of people off with their rotations, and they were grumpy.
And real quick, Toast, one of the trips is conditional. Like you have to get in a couple auto attacks in order for that one to actually be a trip. Everyone talks about it like it's this, you can jump in and do an AoE trip and you can trip everybody in front of you. Really? Can you though? Because I guarantee you no.
Stagger. Yeah, it's a stagger.
You have to stagger someone first and then it becomes a trip. If you don't stagger them, which means you have to go through a complete auto attack cycle to hit that stagger for it to become a trip.
So next to phase, we're going to see Toasty playing a tank, just to learn the.
Yeah, so we have 2 trips. And then we have some things that'll like interrupt and whatnot. But yeah, that 3rd trip is not exactly dependable. That's if I'm tanking a large group of mobs, it's a priceless skill. It really is, because I'm just auto attacking and doing this and doing that and auto attacking and doing this and doing that and auto attacking and then trip them all because they're all staggered by now.
No, that's the advantage rogue trip.
Yeah, it's great as long as you're not using the advantage for actual damage or actually like another specifically useful skill. But if you have it there, it's great.
In any fight, Virtek, now that I've actually, I feel like, no, I shouldn't say perfected the rogue, but actually gotten quite proficient in it, I can trigger 5 different advantage procs in any fight, on top of the 2 that I already walk into a fight with.
Okay, because I know of like 3-ish that you can get. There's, what the hell is it? So there's one, if you're in stealth and you use your advantage, it gives you back an advantage. There's another one with the, was it jump over them and stab them in the back? You get another advantage, I think it is.
So
and there was
the
one other
thing
one
is,
that I forget it was.
if you hit, I think it's 14, you get a passive that when you stealth twice, you get 2 advantages.
Okay, gotcha.
So you start out the fight with 2. You can expend both of those pretty quickly in a double backstab combo or whichever.
Especially if you're not paying attention, you accidentally use something that absorbs and utilizes that.
Also that. Like just recently, I jumped in on, not Toasty, but it was another mage over there. I got the double backstab in. I watched him blink away. I was able to shadow step on him, triggering the cold proc. Able to get a full weapon combo off, which triggered another advantage. I was then able to get an AoE trip off with that. And then from the AoE trip on another auto attack advantage, I was able to trigger yet again another full one of those, and it just daisy chained sometimes.
Is your smoke bomb? And yeah. That's what the other one was.
Bomb, that's just a whole nother jump into it, because then I can re-stealth again.
You stay in that smoke bomb. You get what? 2 out of the smoke bomb, right? If you stay there long enough.
If you stay there long enough, yes. But if you stealth while you're in smoke bomb, because that counts as hidden from enemies, you immediately get 1. You can wander off, not only heal from your soothing shadows, but also get another one if you decide to stealth again, just to proc another soothing shadows.
So yeah, there's so many advantages you can get just chaining things properly and being controlled about your attacks. Oh my gosh.
And Toasty still has to date my favorite phrase. He called me "you tricky bitch," and my name of my rogue in the game is Trick, TRIQ. So if I ever sleep you, piss you off, or whatever, then you can just come after me. there were a couple bards that I was able to stay stealthed on one time while they were trying to hit some dragon trees, and I would sleep them. I'd go knock out the dragon tree, move on to the next one. They'd be looking for me. They'd flag up. They'd try and kill me. It was just not their day.
Not their day. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so
I'll be in full play.
So you heard it here, folks. Rogue OP.
You first my mouth.
Oh, so let's see. So there's conversation going on about active abilities on weapons here. So I'm gonna scroll up to who was it that said that?
Osiris, was it? No, Nubtastic, I think. Yeah, Nubtastic wanted to give me active weapon abilities.
Yeah, because we were talking about auto attacks. Auto attacks. I hate that word.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate the auto attack system. Give me active weapon abilities. Oh, damn it. And then auto attack. One reservation I would have, or haste, on active ability for weps is 1 can lead to more focus for meta on one wep, thus lead to some imbalance in markets. 2, with all the other things not currently in game for abilities, it might seem a bit overwhelming and be ability creep. I don't know though, because if they were to flesh out the weapons as they kick them out instead of just kicking out new ones that are half baked, I think that wouldn't be really an issue. Like, take what they have and flesh them out before just kicking out new ones, or I mean, wait until after they have everything out there and a little bit more fleshed out and then put active abilities. But my question with the active ability thing though is, are you looking at active abilities like Guild Wars 2, where it literally gives you a specific ability because you equip the weapon, and that's the reason it exists? Or do you have to spec in for it and tweak things around so you can have a choice of more auto attack capability, or that active ability that kind of sucks the power from those and puts them into one choice skill? Because that'd be I think a big determining point right there, is if you had to spec into it. Auto attack is AFK fighting. Yeah, I can see that, but if you tune your auto attacks, because let's face it, there's a lot of things to be said for auto attack being kind of a boring thing, but there's also a lot to be said for going the exact opposite direction. If anybody has played, I haven't played it in a while and I don't know what the new versions look like, but at least through a large portion of World of Warcraft, Ret Paladin, it was literally just push whatever ability is off cooldown, because you need to have them all off cooldown, and just smashing all of them. You could probably hit, like, set up a macro button on your mouse so that number 2 was every single button on your bar, and just keep like smashing your click over and over and over.
Calm down, Rift.
Just scroll your mouse wheel and set your mouse wheel to every single ability on your bar, because you had to just keep going. And if anything was off cooldown, that's the thing that you hit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there's the opposite direction it can go, which is equally as boring and, if anything, more frustrating, because you have to keep crazy active for no purpose whatsoever. You just need to keep hitting whatever's off cooldown.
So, my favorite thing about auto attack in this whole thing has been when they tab target and it goes up on somebody that's flagged and it flags them because they've got auto attack on.
Or even better yet is when somebody has their settings configured in a way where they end up using, like, I don't know, a buff, and that ends up starting to attack their target. Like a boss that everyone's gearing up and ready to attack in a minute when people come back from AFK, and suddenly people come back from AFK and the whole party's dead. That's fun too.
No, but I've capitalized on so many accidental autos just in the tropics alone, or the desert. Like they're in the middle of fighting and I'll flag up just next to the person that they're fighting, and they'll tab target to me afterward, and it's just like, oh, I got a flag. Let's go, boys.
Oi, oi, oi. Oh, and Toast deletes you saying you can freeze with an auto attack.
Oh, yeah, you can.
That brings to mind, someone earlier said, and I'm going to be honest, I'm going to be lazy and not even... Nope, never mind. It's right at the top of the chat. That was you saying, lol, you froze my mount.
Yep, it was me.
This was one of the early points when I really started reporting the time to kill, was when I was running into a the lawless zone between not Winstead, Mirleth, and what the heck is that one right there? I'm drawing a blank because I haven't seen it in so long. Either way, the first one in the desert right there, right at the end of the river. As soon as I hit the lawless zone, someone decided that they wanted to attack me. I was on my mount as a tank, decently geared, not full legendary kitted out, mind you, but decently geared. And I lost, it was something ridiculous, like 500 health in 2.5 seconds. 3.5 seconds. I couldn't even get off my mount because one of the first things that they did was freeze me. I couldn't dismount. I couldn't do anything. I was stuck on my mount and died in like 3.5 seconds. I could only move for 1 second of it. That was it.
That was Hansen's Bard with the freaking mage wand.
No, it was definitely a mage, because it was a freeze, lightning, fireball, freeze, lightning, or something, some combo like that. Yeah, just totally torched me. It took 0 time is what it felt like, but I never got off my mount and actually moved once in that whole entire exchange.
Oh, so many things to do.
Mm-hmm.
Although now that you've suffered through that, then you played for a little bit during the TTK nerf.
A little bit, yeah.
The TTK, I feel, is a lot better than it was.
Okay, that's good.
As much as I hated the nerf to my damage, I feel like we're in a pretty decent spot with PvP. Whether or not Toasty agrees with me or not.
Yeah, well, I'll say the TTK issue was reason numero uno why I forswore tank I said, I'm not playing tank until this is fixed. Not even partially fixed, but fixed.
Yeah.
I'll jump on like a PTR to test with like an instant leveled up character with gear and all that stuff just to see. But I won't actually like test the tank until like somebody tells me that it's fixed, because that was incredibly not enjoyable. If I'm a tank, I need to be able to survive. If you're going to take all my damage from me so I hit like a wet noodle, I need to be able to survive.
Yep.
So if that's doing better, then I'm stupid happy about that.
I've dueled against Dusty a couple of times. He's comparable. He's got more attack damage than me just because he's played a bit more than I have, I guess you could say. But I can mana drain him and I end up winning outright.
Mm-hmm. We'll see. Some tanks did the thing where they went full attack power.
Yeah.
And they forswore any actual like tank, like typical tank stuff. And they said, all right, well, shields are useless because they are.
Yeah.
They are. Shields are useless. So why even have a shield? Okay, so two-handed sword. Okay, well, if I have a two-handed sword, let me just focus full strength. And they did that, and they only lost like 30% health, but they gained a ridiculous amount of attack power. And when you can lock somebody down with a couple of trips, that's priceless.
See, and what Toasty's saying here is that it was fixed for a while there, but now that people can immediately get top-tier gear out of a vendor, is what I'm saying on the PTR, the TTK is back. No matter what, anybody that builds up to the top tier gear is going to have some sort of advantage. However, I shouldn't say that either, because the gear that's on the vendors on PTR is nowhere near optimized in my opinion. But that's my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Like I said, when I want to get back in there now and test at least on PTR.
Yeah.
But we'll see when phase 3 comes out, and then they start like putting probably a lot more focus on balance, and they start making tank more interesting with another pass by our friend Bucky. Come on, Bucky, do us good. It should be a lot more interesting.
The fun part about like the PTR right now is, in order to get your best, not even best, but like best rings for the gear that's available, you have to pick up the caster medium bag in order to get the best rogue rings, rogue tank fighter rings anyway. Versus, and vice versa, like in order to get like the best caster rings, you have to pick up the melee physical bag. And then, like, even for like melee, you can't pick up like any of the cloaks. You have to go pick up an actual white cloak. That's the so. I don't like the PTR for any sort of PvP right now.
Mm-hmm. And pockets, zero desire to even fight on PTR because you're missing half your kit. What half your kit are you missing?
The mana. Busted weapon isn't working at all. There's a few other things not working for them.
Blessed weapon? Okay.
Fupo Hunter thinks you look thirsty and you need to hydrate. Well, Fupo, because you said so.
It was water once.
Still water beer. No, it's got water in it. I will tell you right now, if I read the instructions on it for creating a beer,
don't you drink the champagne of beers anyway?
I do.
See, it's beer light.
Mickey Ultra. It's called light carbs with water and a little bit of alcohol.
See, Toast, let me go ahead, and I think I still have the logs saved from the mage rotation that absolutely took me out. I'll send you that rotation, and you should be able to knock out any tankies. And did he just expire, or did he say goodbye and I missed it?
No, I thought I heard a goodbye.
No, I missed the bye.
I heard something, but I couldn't catch what it was.
I think it was Gotta Go or something like that, but yeah.
Well, then I will catch up with him later.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're killing me, Demon. You could have said goodbye.
Oh, well, hey, Demon Soul, you have yourself a good night. Thank you for stopping in and chatting with us and giving us your... Yeah, just use chat. That works. Well, thank you for giving us your new player experience and your input, because it's been a minute since we've had somebody actually like verbally share what they feel and what they thought about anything really in the game, to be honest, because most of the people we've been chatting with have all been playing for a while.
We're the so quote-unquote experts, per se.
Yeah. Or at least we pretend to be.
Yeah, well, I'm going to go with that one, too.
Until somebody corrects us, we are the experts.
Yeah, just do what I can.
There you
go. I'm still here. Okay, yeah, you're good. All good. So, Noob Task is talking about going with the wand because it goes Bert.
Wand does go Bert. Let me tell you about, oh my gosh, do you recall back in APOC what the wand did?
I played 3 rounds of APOC. One of them was when I lost to Sos, because Sos was Sos.
The wand used to give a stacking debuff that would just make your screen brighter and brighter and brighter. And if you got like 7 stacks or something like that, it was kind of low with how fast it fires. But it would look like an absolute it was a flashbang. It was the original, the OG flashbang in Ashes. Because you could not see anything except for maybe the ground right below you and immediately around where you're at, like within 1 foot of you. And
Osiris, yeah.
Yeah, exactly, Lyat. Lyat remembers. Lyat was there.
OPOC was post Kickstarter, if I remember right.
Yeah, it was
was more of a in between the buildup of UE, what was it, 3 to UE 5?
Yeah, it was early. I think it was like UE 4 at that point. And
yeah, it was like after the Kickstarter. It was around the same time that all the
it was 2019, I want to say.
Survival games like PUBG. It was around like PUBG got big. All the other survival games like that got big. The arena shooters got big.
It was actually honestly kind of fun. Like we got tired of it because it wasn't Ashes.
Yeah. And
some people were getting really upset saying the developers could be putting all their time into actually developing Ashes. But they did get some valuable information about how the game would play just in combat situations.
Yeah.
Which isn't a bad thing. But I have probably the not exactly popular opinion. I'd love for APOC to come back at some point and be a separate playable mode of the game. It doesn't need to be fully fleshed out, just something fun to dip into real quick because you just want to be in Ashes and play with the same people, but do something different real quick.
Keep your character and then keep APOC the way it is, but have you queue up for it like you would like an Arathi Basin or an Alterac Valley or Warsong Gulch.
Yeah, and it would be typical BR type things. You start with the same level character, the same this and that. You have to go out and hunt things down, and maybe there'd be some minimal lore drops about the history of the world before, the fall and all that, and like the gateways shuffled everybody off the planet. That I think would be pretty cool. Just give me a break today. I'm just gonna do some APOC real quick. You guys want to join me?
Way cool. Lore video mock-up, which I did the first map of APOC. Okay, yeah.
Yep, that plant, that Lines up just perfect with what I was thinking. Yeah, 2019. Because, yeah, I remember you doing the lore stuff, and we were like, you got to keep doing this. You got to keep doing this. It was great. So, where NVIDIA's at? Just saying.
Yeah.
Where NVIDIA's at?
You keeping them behind the bar there, Wyatt?
Wah, wah, wah. But, hey, congrats with the frying pan, Noobtastic.
Hacks. Rigged.
Going live tomorrow. Shut it. Oh, hey, you heard it here, folks. Going live tomorrow. Drop the link. Drop the link. Do it.
Yep.
Put it in chat. Let people know where you're going to be. And what time. Time is important, too. Boy. But, it is hitting that after 12 o'clock time, which is our normal ending time, and I would love to hang out and like chill longer, but I think I should probably wrap up.
Well, you're right, because I am out of points that I found, other than if I were to go over every single quest that I did and what the rewards were, but I don't need to do that because you should experience the game on your own.
Yes. People get in there. I'm going to get in there. I said I was going to chill for 2.5, but I'm kind of excited about everything that's been added. So I kind of want to dip in at least for a little bit. So hopefully I'll see all of you folks in there. And Layat, I don't see that link in there yet. Or a time. It's been an entire minute and a half. Where's it at, man? Yeah, there it is. Birthday stream doing the new Limbus Company event. I don't even know what Limbus Company is. I'm gonna go ahead and say that it's amazing and it's fantastic, but I don't know that for sure, so don't take my word on it. I could be lying. Why is there nobody else in the Ashes category, by the way? I'd love to drop you guys off with some more Ashes, folks. But. Pocket says, someone streaming I haven't seen for a minute. Do I know Jimmy? Jimmy. Yeah, game is down, but we're here. We're here.
Oh, there's not many podcasts.
Okay, so I'm gonna do this. Pow! That's gonna be on the screen there for a moment there, Lyat. Doing holding Cassie. Okay. Well, Pockets put that link in there, and that's who we're gonna do the raid thing over to then. Because I said we're gonna start wrapping up, and you're the first person that said any name of somebody you'd like to hear us go over to. So I'm gonna call that a steer the raid. Jim Bomb TV. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and drop this here. We'll get that started. And that's this guy. All right, well then that means that's somebody that I can follow if I haven't done that already. It's possible I have, but I don't know. Either way, folks, thank you so much for hanging out. I saw some people say thank you for me for being here, but no, thank you guys, because I wouldn't be here if you weren't. Just saying. The chicken and the egg and all that stuff. Thank you also, by the way, Erwin and Oracle and Demon Soul for joining me in here and chatting verbally. Erwin, did you say you're doing the streamy thing now?
No, you're good. Until next time.
All right. Well, feel free to drop your little link in there too, so people can see that and go over and check you out when you do go live. At least you get a follow and maybe some more friends to join you while you're doing streamy stuff. But Oracle, also thank you for hanging out. You were here well before I even got it kicked off. I was talking to you about how I'm lost on things and getting it started up because I got rusty. So appreciate you. Everyone else, again, your time is the most precious commodity you have. You've spent it here, so we hope it has been worth the expenditure. If not, sorry, no refunds. Okay, love you guys. Bye.